and welcome to my second career coaching drop-in session. I am happy to say hello and wish you all a wonderful start into the new week. My name is Lisa and I am also known as JobCoachGermany. So, what does that mean? I am an employability coach from Germany and I help you find a job and land a job in Germany. So we have the first people here. Hello! It's very nice to see you. How are you doing? All right. Yes, my job is to find you or help you find a job in Germany. And that means where do you need to look for the job? This is something that I can help you out with. And also I help you with writing cover letters and your CV. And just adjust it to the European market and especially to the German job market. Then I can help you find the information that you need in order to land a job interview. And then also find out what you need to know in order to land the job. Hello, there are more people joining here. It's very nice to see you. Hi, thanks for joining in and just getting an impression of the career coaching drop-in session. Well, yes, so if you have any questions, you can always ask me in between what kind of questions you have regarding landing a job in Germany. Today's topic that I would like to discuss with you is how to find your dream job. Did you know that 75% of the employees that are working are not satisfied with their job? It's actually very devastating to hear that because you spend a lot of time at your job. Yes. So, and when you're not motivated or even dissatisfied with your job, it's not a good sign. It's not helpful for you. It's not good for your health and definitely not for your life in general. So let me know in the comments whether you've already found your dream job or not. So are you actually happy and satisfied with what you're doing or are you striving for more? Are you maybe striving for a job in Germany? Let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to hear about that. And I actually hope that you're not one of the people that are not happy with their job. 75% is a huge number. That means 25% of people are only satisfied with their job. So what does that mean? That basically means we need to change the situation. We need to find the proper job for you, a job that you are happy with. And what does that actually mean? Do you know how to find out what your dream job can be? I have a first aid kit for you that you can work through and just go along the process in order to find out what it is that you really want and need from your job. Okay, then basically there are 5 steps that you need to evaluate, and that is your past, your values, your strength, your interests, and obviously the market needs. So, and these things are the things that I would like to talk to you about today. But there are more people joining in here, so hello, thank you very much for joining in. It's very nice to see you all. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Please let me know in the comments also whether you have already found your dream job and what it is that you would like to do. Or also, if you haven't found your dream job, what are you currently doing to find out what you want to do? What do you think might be your ideal job that fits best to you personally? All right, so let's take a look at the first step. That is evaluating your past. And that means you take a look at the jobs that you've already had and then you find out what you liked about them and what you didn't like about them. So first of all, you can think about the company culture, then your boss, so the manager that you worked with. Did you like your boss? What were the things that he was doing that you liked about him? And what were the things that he did that you didn't like about him? The same with the company culture. Yeah, think about the values that the company had. What were the things or the values that you could identify yourself with, and what were values that you didn't like about the company? Or did the company maybe talk about values and try to implement those values within the company, but it didn't work out? Or maybe your department, maybe your department didn't really help with regards to striving towards the goals of the values that the company had. Then, okay, so there are already a couple of questions. Let me read that real quick. Okay. So, there's somebody here. Maybe you can tell me what your name is, because I can only see Mentor Likash. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing that in the right way. I'm sorry if not. But you are asking how you can find a job in Germany if you're not from EU countries, right? So this is a very good question. And there are several things that you can do with regards to finding a job in Germany when you're not from the EU. Basically, what you need to do is to apply for a job. Everybody's accepting applications from all around the globe. This is very nice due to globalization, right? Because you can find the jobs online, through websites and platforms like Indeed, Monster, Stepstone, but also through LinkedIn. And then something that is very typical for Germany is called crossing or Xing. And this is where you can find the job. And then actually landing the job, that obviously depends on the company. The company is also accepting applications from abroad, and then they will evaluate whether the future or potential employee will need a visa. And if you are convincing your future boss or the department and the HR people that you have the job interview with, then they will help you sort out the visa. So this is something that you actually don't have to worry about, because the company takes care of that. If you want to find a job in Germany and so for example, you are coming from your country that is non-EU and you come here with a visa that you can, like a job seeker visa, where you have 6 months time to find a job in Germany. This is a little bit more difficult, okay? But it basically means that you already have a place in Germany, and then you have a lot more time, a lot more opportunity to actually go to the job interviews in person, right? But once you've landed the job interview, then it's basically up to you to convince the boss and the HR department of your skills and your fit to the position. And then everything is clear, because they will help you with the process of finding a visa or applying for the right visa. They will tell you what kind of documentation you need. And if this is something that you don't want to do, then obviously there are always agencies that can help you with that. All right. Yes. Okay, yeah. So he says, we need no visa for Germany to travel. Yes, that's brilliant. Okay. Obviously that's a good thing. Then you can go to Germany and apply for the job here. But nowadays you can apply from your country already. Yeah. You don't need to make the way over. You can already apply from your home country. And then there are also the possibilities of having the job interview online via video chat or simply via phone call. So normally they would probably suggest a phone call first and then maybe a video chat. And sometimes they even invite you over and they pay for the plane flights, and they pay for or train rides however you want to come to Germany. If you convince them with your ideal fit for the position, they will definitely make everything possible to get to know you in person. So you don't need to worry about that too much. You need to find the perfect position that you like and obviously that fits to you. Okay? So maybe you can tell me how you've been looking for those jobs already, or where you've been looking for them. And then I can maybe give you another hint. All right. So let's get back to what I was talking about. But thank you very much for your questions already. This is very interesting and obviously very helpful for everyone that is watching this video. So apart from the company value or company culture that you're looking at and your manager, what about the people that you worked with? Yeah. So did you like your team? Did you like the other departments that you worked with? And what about your responsibilities? Did you like your responsibilities, or was your job too easy and you were bored, or was your job too difficult? Did you have too much responsibilities and too much to work and too many tasks at once? This is something that you need to think about, and then you simply decide what you like and what you don't like. And then you get a little bit closer to the idea of what your ideal job can look like. Then you can also think about tasks that have been most challenging at work for you, and whether you liked that or you didn't like it. And what did you enjoy the most about your job? Was it actually your tasks, your team, the boss that you worked with, and your responsibilities? Or was it more going to the cafeteria and getting a coffee with the others? And what did you like most about your job activities? And also, did your job activities match what you have studied before or not? Yeah, so is there a discrepancy or not? That's what you need to think about as well. Also, something that you need to think about when you think about your previous jobs is, were you happy? And when were you the most happy in your job? When were you the most proud? And what have been your biggest accomplishments so far? This is something that you can think about. And then the next step would be your values. But before I start with the values, there's another question that was asked, and that is regarding landing a job in Germany if you don't speak any German yet. That's no issue. You don't have to worry about that, because there are lots and lots of jobs that you can already do in English. Something that you need to think about is the company that you're working with right now. Is this company working in cooperation with another company that might be situated in Germany? And can they send you to the company that is working in Germany? Maybe that is the first place where you can collect and just get some work experience in Germany. But I can tell you, a lot of my clients don't know any German yet. It's always good to know German and to show your interest that you want to learn German. But I know people that have been living in Germany for over 10 years and they don't know how to get around in town, or that simply don't know how to speak German because their friends are internationals, their job colleagues are internationals, and obviously at their workplace they only speak English because they're international companies. So if you know English, you're good to go. You're good to start a job in Germany. There are lots and lots of opportunities to find a job in English. And then once you're here, you can discuss with your company whether they are paying for your German classes or whether the company has an own teacher. This is something that is possible as well. Okay. Yes, of course. He would like to get a couple of links. This is something that I can provide you with, no problem. And I will write it in the comments, okay? Okay, so let's take a look at the values. And thank you very much for joining in. There are more and more people coming in, joining in. It makes me very happy. All right, so the values. What is very important is, what are your values and what is most important to you in your life? So what motivates you? Yeah. So what is your internal mission? What do you want to achieve in your life? What is the end goal that you want to have, and how can you actually get there? Is the job that you're currently doing helping you towards this goal, or are you just sitting there and earning money and just you think that you're wasting your time? You're not bothering me with your questions. That's fine. Thank you very much. I want to have your questions. That's how this drop-in session works. It's all about your questions. So don't worry. Just put in the questions, and even if I don't answer them right now, I will go through the questions and answer them in the comments. So that's fine. All right. So and then so once you have evaluated your values, you go to evaluating the company's values and whether these match again. Yeah, if the company's values don't match with your values, then there's no point in applying for a position with them. Also, you know that there's always a probation period, right? So a certain amount of time when the company can decide whether you can stay and work with them further. But it's also a time for you to evaluate whether you like the job or not, and whether the values that the company has expressed are actually there, and whether they are living those values or not. Because if they don't match, you can always leave during the probation period, okay? And you can also still leave afterwards. It's just that you have a longer period than for canceling and quitting your job. Okay. So, and then something that you need to consider with regards to the values as well is, do you like a style where there is a clear hierarchy, or do you like it when the, basically when the company structure is flat? This is something that you need to consider. Normally, more old school classic companies still have a hierarchy that they work with, and then the modern and new startups, they have more flat structure where everybody is on the same level. This is something that you need to consider. Do you like getting orders, or do you want to be involved in the strategy stuff as well and things like that? That is something that you need to think about. Also, something you need to consider is what like the other companies that your preferred company is working with. So where are the collaborations? Where do they see their cooperations? And do you like those companies as well? Because it is obviously possible that you will work with them in the future as well. Okay. Then something that you need to think about as well is whether your colleagues that you have, would you like to be friends with them or not? What kind of team would you like to work in? This is something that you need to consider. And then also, how should your daily work look like your work day? When would you like to start, or would you like to have flexible hours? How does your work-life balance look like? And what about remote work? Are you interested in remote work, or is that something that you don't like at all? Okay, so these are things that will help you with finding your ideal job. So the past and the values, the next step are strength. So your strength. For that, I can always recommend for you to do some personality tests. So basically, there is the Myers-Briggs test that you can do. Maybe you've heard of that. Or there's also something that you can go to when you Google it, My Next Move, or also the Career Explorer. There you will get a couple of questions, and then you can click through. Basically, you click for the things that you feel most comfortable for you. And then with the Career Explorer, for example, you will get examples of jobs that you can do. Yeah. And then you just need to find out all your qualifications matching what the Career Explorer is giving you. And then also, obviously, talk to as many people as possible. Talk to your current boss, talk to your colleagues, talk to your friends and family, and ask them what they think, how your strengths look like. Yeah, what is it actually that you're good at? And then you can also talk to them and ask them, what is it that I feel most passionate about? You probably know that for yourself already, but it's always good to hear it from other people, all right? So, and then something else that you need to consider are your interests. So what are the activities that you're doing that you would do without earning money for it. That can be your hobbies or things that you just like to spend a lot of time with, and you can just get lost in that space doing this particular activity. What keeps you engaged? What are you passionate about? And where do you feel you have the most energy? Like, where do you feel this activity is actually giving you energy and not draining you? Yeah, that is not making you very tired, and you could just do that forever and not stop doing that. This is something. Also, something that you can think about is, where do you invest the most of your money? Yeah, so what kind of hobbies are you investing the most of your money? Maybe you have studied something and this is completely the opposite of what your interests look like. This is something that is very important for you to find out as well, because that basically means you have studied something that is not in your interest, and you're probably working in a job that is not giving you any energy, but it's like taking everything from you, and it's very, very exhausting for you to go to that job. And now think about that. 8 hours a day you are doing a job that you don't like. I wouldn't want to do that. And actually I am very happy to say that all of my previous employers that I've worked with, those were ideal jobs for me. I liked them. There were certain parts that I probably didn't like, but the activities and the responsibilities that I've had were brilliant. I really liked them, but I had to find out over the years what I really liked. Yeah, so recruitment and helping people with their development, this is something that I'm very interested in, and in my former jobs I was able to do that. And now, being a job coach and being Job Coach Germany, I can do that even more. So I really love what I'm doing, and you need to find out what you like to do as well. So once you found out what your greatest interests are, that's when you can start thinking about a career that fits to those interests, okay? And then you can do you can go back to the Career Explorer and find out whether there is a match in your interests, and what this website is basically suggesting you what you can do. Okay, so we've now found out your strengths, your values, your interests, and obviously you have evaluated your past already. That all floats into the idea of your dream job. And then the final step that you just need to do is to find out the market needs. So there is no point in finding your ideal job and then there is just simply no offer for this job. Yeah, nobody is looking for a person like that. And then you need to consider moving abroad. Maybe, for example, if you're abroad and you want to work in Germany, just look for jobs that you are most interested on the German job portals, right? The platforms that are most helpful for you to find the job in Germany. Or if Germany doesn't offer a job like that, just go global and look around and just think about what it actually is, what you want to do, and where this job is in need. Yeah. So for me personally, it was always like that. I wasn't fixed to one particular city in Germany, and I wasn't like focused on just living in Germany. I actually went abroad. I lived in the US, and I used to live and work in the UK for a couple of years, and there were no boundaries for me. Okay, so I just wanted to find the ideal job that fits to me, and I applied for them, and then I figured out what the jobs like, were the positive sides of the job and the negative sides of the job, and then I said, okay, there is a job in England, okay, let's go for it. So there are always things that you need to consider. Obviously, you don't have to leave your country. Sometimes people are very family oriented and then they want to stay with their family. And this is something that you need to consider, because obviously you can get homesick when you go abroad. Yeah. But I just want to make clear that you don't have to restrict your options to your country, or you don't have to restrict your options to Germany. This is just the offer that I'm giving you. Yeah, I can help you with finding out how the German job market looks like. So for example, what is probably very interesting to you is that we have a huge lack of doctors. We have a huge lack of people that are in the software development field, and these are people where there are like jobs in need at the current moment. And definitely for doctors, obviously it's always good that you know German for that, and you need to get your approbation, and for that you need a level of C1 in German. But this is something that you can get along the process, right? Because once you come to Germany, you can always work with a university clinic, and then there you can get some work experience, and then you can also work on your German. And with jobs in software and IT, you don't even need to know any German, because the jobs are working in English anyway. All right, so there are more people joining, and I get a lot of thumbs up. This is so cool. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, this is brilliant. I'm very happy that you're so interactive and asking questions. So, and this is basically that everything that I wanted to talk to you about today. These are the steps how you can find out what your dream job is. So it's obviously for a lot of people that come to Germany, they just want to raise their living standard, right? Because the jobs are secure, the health insurance system is very good, the educational system is very good, and then you also earn very good money. But there are also other countries that have these perks, of course. So please keep in mind, you're not restricted to one area. You just need to find out your way that is optimal, and that's the best option for you, of course, right? So let's go through these 5 steps again. You need to evaluate your past. Then you need to evaluate your values. You need to find out your strengths. You can do that with these personality tests, right? And then you need to find out what your interests are and talk to as many people as possible to find out what they think, what your interests and your strengths are. And then also find out what the market needs are. And if you have questions regarding any of these steps, feel free to contact me. Contact me here on Instagram or on Facebook via Messenger or direct message. And please also take a look at my website. You find a lot of information on there as well, or on my official Facebook page. I'm always sharing information with you, and if there's anything that is interesting to you and you have more questions, feel free to let me know, and I can just make a drop-in session around that, because this drop-in session is for you guys. It's for you. So if you have questions, then ask them, and I will do my best to answer them. And then, so following up with this session, I will provide you with a couple of links. Feel free also to join my private Facebook group, where I'm sharing a lot more detail on the insides of Job Coach Germany. And I hope to see you again next Monday. Thank you very much for spending your time with me this morning. And I wish you a wonderful start into the week. See you next week. Bye. Okay, let me have a look. Okay, and